I'm going to share a little bit about reflection over the summer.
Welcome to the PE Express podcast. 2 to 3 times a week, a PE expert will share a tip, activity idea, or teaching strategy to help you become a better PE professional. Today's host is an elementary PE teacher coming to us from the beautiful mountains of Colorado, Lynn Burrows.
I'm going to be talking about the teaching practice of reflection and how we might apply that practice over our summer break. Many of us have a place on our current lesson planning document to reflect on each specific lesson. And now over summer break, it's time to try out some big picture reflection. This habit pushes us to grow as professionals and to be intentional about expanding ourselves and our teaching practice. First, I think about what went well for me this year. Where did I really knock it out of the park with my teaching? For me, this was a change in my morning routine, and that made my whole day go smoother. Next, I question what went well for my students. What had the greatest meaningful impact on my students? And is there a way to replicate this idea other times during the year or with different grade levels? Then I question what is a system that I can change that would have a significant impact? Here I'm questioning routines, things I've done seemingly forever. For example, after reading about how another teacher ended their class, I really began questioning my end of class routine. At the time, I'd stop the activity and say, "Time to line up." You can imagine the chaos. Students fighting over who was first in line, students asking to leave the gym to go get water. And here's how my reflection changed the end of class. First, I determined that I needed a drinking fountain in the gym so students could drink water whenever they were thirsty. So I went to our local lumberyard and asked if they would be willing to pay for a fountain and its installation in return for a permanent thank you sign posted above the water fountain. They loved the idea, and so now students can get water whenever the music is playing, because then I'm not in direct instruction. And then I heard a PE teacher talk about what really happens in the line. Social positioning, arguing over who stands next to who. And I realized there was a couple reasons why I don't like this. I work hard to ensure that the gym is always socially and emotionally supportive environment. However, that was all just shot out the window at lineup time. I also couldn't have closing conversations with students who were completely distracted by the social world of lining up. The solution was easy. Students line up on their heart rate monitor number. Another practice I really examined in this reflection process was how I might better maintain positive relationships with the outgoing students. I'm not sure how outgoing students are at your school during the last 2 weeks, but sometimes at my school it feels like touch and go. Upon reflection, I identified most of my time during that last 2 weeks I felt frustrated with these students, and I realized I really needed to shake things up. Enter novelty. My last 2 weeks with the outgoing class is now spent with quick and crazy activities that require minimal instructions and usually lots of group cooperation. And I can praise them about how clever they are to figure out a strategy for the game, or how wonderful they are to work so well together. This has definitely helped with managing exit class behavior issues and allowed me to maintain the positive relationships that we've developed. Where has summer reflection led you? I'd love to hear about the successes you're savoring and the changes you hope to make for next year. Summer provides such an awesome opportunity for a fresh start. Let's just continue to make each fresh start better than the last.
This session of the PE Express podcast has come to an end. If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to connect with Lynn on Twitter at LoveMePE. Don't forget to subscribe to the PE Express podcast for more tips, activity ideas, and strategies to help you become a better PE professional. We'll see you soon, right here on the PE Express podcast, powered by Gopher, your resource for all things physical education.